Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It is another Thursday, and here we are again, running with scissors. I see a whole bunch of you have already joined, and I'm so glad to see you here. As we get started, don't forget to punch the little like button on today's video if you enjoy everything that we're doing in this live stream, and also share it out to other places where people might see what we're doing here and join in on all of the fun. So I'm so glad to see everyone popping in here, and we're going to have a really fun time today. Welcome to March. That word just doesn't even really sound right on my lips right yet. But welcome to March. So we are into our third month of the year, and we've got our third Stamp Focus stamp set starting today, and we'll be using Altenew's layered cupcake all month long. And we're going to have a really fun time with it. I think you're going to enjoy all of the projects. Let's get to some quick announcements here. All right, so yes, of course, our layered cupcake stamp set is the stamp of the month. We'll be using that all month, and that starts today. And don't forget about our workshop. That is on Wednesday, March 24th at 1 p.m. U.S. Central Time. That's a private virtual workshop where we all get to see each other face to face and have craft chat and all that good stuff. So that we can talk and chat and create some amazing projects together. That also comes with, of course, the video replay and a full color PDF of all of the projects from the month. So that way you can do those projects anytime in the future. You can pop on the live and follow along and use the PDF to get the right materials and some further instructions on how to put everything together. So all of that comes with the live stream, or with the private virtual workshop. We still have some seats available, so do check that out. That link is down in the description below, and you'll want to check that out. So while we were away on Monday, that was March 1st, I started a new sketch starter challenge over on the blog, and that is live through March 24th, and I'll be announcing the randomly selected winner on March 25th. So make sure that when you are playing along that you could play more than once. There's 3 sketches to choose from, so pick a sketch, pick all 3 sketches, make 3 projects, make 6 projects, load them all up, and the more you win, or the more you play, the more chances to win, since it's randomly selected. So get inspired by those sketches and join us along over there. Let's see, the April set and giveaway announcement will be next week already. So I will be sharing with you the new set next week, and I'll also be putting our giveaway live, so that way that can run for 2 weeks. And I'll also announce the winners from the giveaway on March 25th at our last Running with Scissors for the month. One last thing I didn't put in the announcements, but April 1st, so the month of April runs kind of funky, where there are actually 5 Thursdays in April. So I'm going to take April 1st off. That is not an April Fool's Day joke. It's not like I'll be out here and telling you guys that I wasn't having one, but secretly I'm having one. No, April 1st I am taking off. So we'll start again on April 8th, I guess it is, and then go the next 4 Thursdays through that month. So we'll take a week off and catch a breath, because we'll be done with the first 3 months of this year. All right, so one last thing, of course, I truly appreciate all of your support, the thumbs up, the sharing, the comments, all of that stuff really, really helps. But what also helps is when you shop using my affiliate links. All of the products listed below are affiliate links, and when you click on those and you shop at those stores, I may receive a small commission at no additional cost to you. This is how video bloggers like myself keep the lights on and keep all of this creative, crafty content free and flowing for you. All right, so that's announcements, yada yada. Okay, so hey, I'm gonna flip over. So what I started in the middle of last month was a little contest. So if you're crafting along today, you might not have your stamp set yet, so pick a different stamp set. Be inspired by today's project and case it. So if you post a project and tag me, the first person that I find on social media, whether that's Altenew fan group or Stamp Junkies or Procrastinators or Jennifer McGuire's new group, it's called Share Handmade Kindness, I think, or like you put it out on Pinterest or you put it on Instagram and you tag me at Pixel Mavens Retreat or at Nicole Watt, depending on, like, if you're on Facebook, it would be at Nicole Watt. You could do at Pixel Mavens Retreat. I'd find it too. Just tag me, and the first person that I find will win today's card, and I will ship it off in the mail to you next month. So I'm kind of batching them up because sometimes I need the cards again to do to redo photos or whatever. So I'm just holding on to all of my cards for the month, and then I'll pop them in the mail. So we have a winner, of course, from last week. And let me go through some of the projects that I saw. Okay, so this first one was from Paula Bellows, and Paula was so excited about the PDF that she got from the workshop that she looked ahead to our Running with Scissors episode, and she created this project inspired by that. She posted it actually on Wednesday before we even had Running with Scissors. So she was kind of ahead of the game there. I don't know if that was fair, but we'll see what the winners list says in a minute here. Okay, so our second one here, I just wanted to share this card. I thought was especially beautiful. This is by Penny, our new friend down in Australia, and she made this beautiful card from our workshop, and I just love the way that it turned out, so I wanted to share that. But she also shared two amazing projects done that were inspired by last week's episode here on YouTube. And I love this. She did a great job with the coloring. I love the background and all. Look, I mean, look at all of that awesome texture from the dyes and everything. I mean, it's just absolutely stunning. So she did this one, and then she did a second card. Very similar. She kind of mixed a few of the different things together, and I really like the way that this one turned out as well. I love the gray tone on tone that she did in the background, so that way her flower could really pop on that. So drum roll please. Our winner of the last case card challenge is Penny M. So Penny posted her cards first, and I am giving her the cards from last week's class. So I did put out there an honorable mention without the U to Paula, because she did post some beautiful cards. Next time, hold on to them and post them right on Thursday as soon as we're done, and you'll win. So I will send some out. Now, I may or may not have your addresses, so please do email me, Nicole@pmretreat.com, and use February Case Challenge winner, so that way I can make sure that I've got the proper mailing address for you, and I will mail out your cards this weekend. All right, so congratulations to all of the winners. So for today, like I said, if you don't have the layered cupcake stamp set yet, get something else that you'll be inspired by today's project to use. Okay, so it doesn't have to be an exact replica, as you saw from Penny's pictures. She used different embossing folders, she used different stamps, but she was inspired by something that she learned today during the workshop. So just do that. Okay, let's see. I think that's it. You don't need to see you can see my face up in the corner here. Let's move on. All right. So this stamp set, I think, is a sleeper stamp set in the Altenew catalog. It's been around for a while, and I know this because it's just a single sheet, and it does have some information on the back, like the layering guide and such, but it's doesn't have the tri-fold and things like that. So and it doesn't have like the little flag here, it just has the line. So I think this one has been around for quite some time, so you might miss it if you're looking at newer products. But I love like some of the writing in here. Some of the fonts are very Art Deco, which is really cool. And the layering concept is really cool. You know, it just carries over. You don't have to have flowers necessarily, but being able to do the layering with the cupcake is really a neat technique. So it's just the stamp set, and then just the single die is the bundle. So the die, of course, will cut out the whole cupcake. And there's a lot of different things that we're going to do with, sometimes just the layers, sometimes just the outline, all sorts of things that we're going to do with this particular stamp set this month. So today I am pairing this stamp set with the Pink Fresh, and I always forget the name of these, Classic Words die set. Now, we've used these before, and I really do love this stamp set. or this die set, because it gives you the background and the words. So you've got like a nice little outline. It holds it all together. You can do just the best or just the wishes. They're separate words. Even the happy birthday are separate, so you can kind of move them around if you don't use the background. So I really do love this die set. So we're going to use these two things today. And this is the card we're going to make. Now, I love this idea. It is a gift card holder. So on the bottom here is actually acetate. Ooh. And then on the inside is a little pocket here that is perfect for a gift card. Okay. And I love this washi tape. This is the gold splatter. I think they call it peach washi. Let me see. I always put the name on the inside. Blush washi, because this is like their blush pink color. So gold splatter blush washi tape. All right. And we're going to make this cute little project. Now, I also thought we could do it masculine by using the gold splatter navy washi. Okay. So you can do masculine, feminine, right? Or just pink, blue, whatever. If the person is a guy and he likes pink anyway, then hey, this card's great for him, right? So I'm going to show you both of them today. I think we'll get through it. We're going to use the same ink set the whole time. We're going to use, this is the 4 Scoops inks, Mango Smoothie, Peach Perfect, Cotton Candy, and Dark Chocolate. This comes in a group of 4 together. It's called 4 Scoops. It's the only set in Altenew that isn't some kind of gradient color. All right, so it's kind of a weird set, and a lot of times people don't know what to do with it, so we're going to do something with it today. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to just dive right into the stamping. So I've got a piece. Let me see here. Get some things organized. We're going to save those for later. We're going to save those for later, and I'll move these kind of out of the way. All right, and I just have a couple of pieces of cardstock. Okay, so what I'm going to do is on one side, I'm going to set up the outline, because we're actually going to re-outline this when we're done. All right, so I'm going to put this over here. And I'm going to do 2 of these because I'm going to show you, like I said, the masculine and the feminine versions. So let's get this rolling. So we're going to start just by doing the outline in dark chocolate instead of black. All right. So these stamps are like so well loved. I don't know that I really am going to be using the stamp conditioner. We'll see how these turn. See, that turned out pretty nice. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over and do a second one. So like I said, we're going to do 2 cards today. It shouldn't take us too long to get through them because I'm going to batch them up like this. All right, and I need my tidy. All right, so I want to clean this off because I don't want to get any like ghosty images, but I want to keep it in the same exact place. I don't want to move this. So I'm going to come back and stamp the brown again. Now I'm going to do that because you see how nice and crisp these lines are right now. When I start putting color over it, it's going to bleed just a little bit. All right, because that's just the way that dye inks are. Sometimes they like to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to be working on this side. All right, so let's do the feminine one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the background piece here. And you know, I feel like to be safe, I need to like cut this because I don't want to, just don't want to mess it up. So I am going to cut this. And it'll be hard to say if these line up. We'll find out in a minute. All right. Okay, so I'm going to start with our little background piece, and this just fits right over the cupcake tin. Okay, there we go. All right, and since I'm just using these colors here, I need to get creative about how I'm going to do my layering so that I get some good contrast. Okay, so I've got a Post-it note here, and I'm actually going to get kind of a peachy orangey look on this. And I'm going to start off with Peach Perfect. Now this is one that I would probably still use my my eraser on, because this is a nice solid image. All right, so I'm going to do some Peach Perfect on here. All right. And let's see if my other piece is going to match up or not. Oh, it does. Good. Excellent. Okay, so for the masculine one, I'm going to do a chocolate cupcake with yellow frosting. So I'm going to do my my foil here, or my cupcake tin. I'm going to make it look kind of chocolatey, like maybe it's clear, or maybe it's brown. But in order to make this work, I'm going to do it two-toned. So I'm going to do a stamping off. So I just stamped off on a Post-it there. I'm going to fill it in with chocolate. Okay, so now we're done with this one. Let's move to our detail. So this one has little fins on it that fit into your little detail spaces on the right-hand side. And then it kind of moves to the left-hand side. Again, it fills the whole space, so it's easy to match up. All right, so for this masculine one here, I'm going to take the dark chocolate, and we're going to do this full strength. And pop that right over. All right, so now I've got like a little bit of an accordion look going on here. See that? And so that's already giving me some dimension. Okay, so now we're going to do something magical with this one. And I think I don't have it quite lined up, so I'm going to rewind it. These little, there are little triangles on the ends here, or on this little end here, and that's helpful to get into this little triangle space. There, I think I didn't have it quite lined up. Okay, so on this one, the first layer that I did was in Peach Perfect. So the second layer I'm going to do in Mango Smoothie, and it's going to give me kind of an orangey yellow look. The dye inks are going to meld together. And it's going to give me this nice orangey yellow that will look really nice, because I'm going to make this into a yellow cupcake. All right. Cece's getting hungry already, everybody. Okay, so now we're done with this one. I mean, you see how easy this is? If you're new to layering stamps, this is a great one to try out layers on, because they're pretty straightforward. Okay, so the next one is this little strip here. All right, and it's got some zigzags along the bottom. That means that it's going across the cupcake here. It's easier if you get your head right over it, guys. So I can match up those zigzags, pop them in place. All right, so now I'm going to hit this with the Mango Smoothie and turn this into a yummy yellow cupcake. All right, you might want to hit twice just to get it nice and saturated. All right, so that's a good yellow, yummy cupcake. And for our other one, we're going to do a chocolat cake. So this one isn't really exciting yet, because we've just got a lot of brown going on. If you wanted to deviate out of the, like if you didn't want to have the brown tin at the bottom here, you could, you know, pull in a different color, pull in some blue or whatever. That would totally work. Okay, but if you're trying to, like face the challenge of using just this set, that's what you'd have to do. Or you could do a yellow, but sometimes when you're like, if you're really making cupcakes, you know how you make a chocolate cupcake and you use one of the yellow tins in the set, the chocolate shows through anyway. So, you could put yellow on here if you wanted to, but the chocolate would still be kind of showing through, right? So we'll just keep it the way it is. All right. So now we're already on to the frosting. The frosting has 3 layers, 1, 2, 3, or actually 1, 2, 3. This one in the center here is the most detailed piece. And I love this. It's like a pile of whipped cream. Or, okay, guys, totally. Okay, if you just did this little shape and you put some eyes and a mouth on it, you would have the poop emoji. Okay, so totally. Or you could add the detail to it and still maybe have the poop emoji, but I'm definitely without the detail, poop emoji. I wonder if anyone's ever made a card with this stamp set as the poop emoji. Hey, Cece, that would stop you from looking at the screen. Okay, so this one again is a solid image. And I'll pop that on there. Okay, so for the masculine one here, I'm gonna do some yellow frosting. So like a lemony frosting, I guess. And so I'll start with the mango smoothie. And I'm gonna stamp it off. So we have a nice pink background. All right. For the girly one, we're gonna make some pink frosting on this one. So we'll go into the cotton candy on this. And I'm gonna do the same thing. Ink this up real good. Pop on Post-it so I can mask. And we'll get just a nice faint pink layer on there. Yeah, you could have a volcano too, Becca. Absolutely. Okay, so the next one, like I said, is this one over here on this side, is the second most detailed one. And again, it just lines up against the edge on the left side and then along the bottom. The easiest way to make sure this is lined up. All right. So again, I'm going to do the cotton candy on this. And I am going to go full strength on it, because the next layer we'll do full strength again. It'll be like a double full strength. Okay, so same thing for our masculine one. Again, we'll do mango smoothie on this. Pop the other one there. See, it's all coming to life super easy. All right, and then our last piece is the center one here, the most detailed piece. And this is going to add some nice deep dark details. Now these you can see because it's all the pink and where it's not pink. So it's going to do all of these areas here, and these all kind of fit into these big gaps, and you will see it when you put it down. You'll be like, oh yeah, I see exactly how these fit into place. So again, this layer is really super easy. Yeah, you could do Cool Whip, Marshmallow Puff. If you don't use the outline and you just use like the background and the details on the frosting, it actually looks more soft. So you could really make it look more like a whipped cream or a marshmallow or a meringue. You could put like a little bit of brown on the edges and it would be like meringue. That would be pretty cool. Okay, so this one, I'm going to add just a little bit of Peach Perfect on here to get us a little bit of depth. So again, that peach and the mango are going to melt together and make it into more of a yellow orange. So if you saw what I did there, I did a layer of mango smoothie first, and then I came back with a layer of peach perfect. And now I'm putting a second layer on because I just want to make it a little bit deeper. So there we go. Beautiful chocolate, yummy cupcake. All right. And then on our pink one, we will do one last layer of cotton candy. And you see how it kind of makes itself darker if you do a layer of cotton candy on top of a layer of cotton candy. That one happens to work pretty well. So there we go. 2 gorgeous cupcakes. Now, if you feel like your outline is a little less defined than you'd like it, that's why we left the cupcake over here. So we can do a top coat, if you will. Just to crisp up that line a little bit. See how much better that looks? You see how it was kind of faded here? And now here, because I put that on top, it's all lined. Oh, you know, so Becca, I will tell you, some days my eyes are broke too. Those are the same days that I can't putt on the putting green. My eye just won't line anything up. So otherwise, it's just practice. On this one, I think the hardest piece to line up is the detail on the cup liner. And it's if you line up this little teeny tiny spot on the left here, I think that one works. That works the best. So yeah, well, you found a way out, and I'm glad you did, Becca. So coloring the edges black. Hey, we did that in last week's class. See, you're already putting those skills to work. So yeah, definitely some sets are more difficult than others. There are some sets that I still have to refer to the layering guide every time because they're so intricate and I can't find it and look at it. I find, ironically, that because this one is so pink now and it's got like the little white, the spaces that are more pronounced are actually white, not pink. I find it easier to layer. So sometimes like the older and dirtier your stamps get, the easier they are to use. And you can find them when they fall on the floor. Okay, so these are going to get die cut. I'm going to save those 2 guys out. Okay. So let's do some die cutting. I'm just going to use my cute little mini blossom today. And I'm going to grab, what did I use? Celebrate. We'll do Celebrate for both of these. I liked the way that it fit across. It was pretty good spacing on that. All right. I'm not using those. They got all wet. Okay. You know, I wish they did too, Becca. I wish there was like a little corner or a little dot or something that helped you line up all of your layering stamps. That would be kind of a nice little innovation, wouldn't it? I had tried doing some kind of dot lineup system, but it was really difficult to teach. It made sense to me, but other people really didn't get it, so I kind of abandoned it. And since then, I've used so many of the layering stamps that in general, I have a pretty good track record of lining them up. Although I will tell you, I did not line up this, the detail on this one perfectly. It happens. It happens. Okay, so now we need to get our Celebrate. And I didn't do these to start off with here because the scrap that I had at the bottom here wasn't really big enough. Okay, so with the Celebrate, I'm going to do, let me cut this off. Yeah. And I can run them through at the same time. Okay, so I've got the outline. The outline really doesn't need a shim, but the small piece definitely needs a shim. Okay, so with my pink and my blue cardstock here, I have a piece of double-sided adhesive already on the back, and that's another reason why I need the shim, because it's going to go through both. All right, so I put those on. With the mini blossom, I always put the shim on top. I don't die cut into the shim. I find that this works best. Go. Everything gets out of kilter. There we go. So like I said, I didn't need it for this piece, but this one definitely needs a shim. All right, so this is what likes to happen a lot. The backing on the double-sided adhesive will stay in place, and that's fine, as long as you plan on getting to this right away, right? So then I can just use my finger to kind of help pull that out, and the little extra pieces stayed inside. So I'll put this together right away. All right, see how easy that is? Double-sided adhesive sheets like that are just the bomb. So there we go. So cute. And then for the masculine one, I do have a piece of navy blue set up. I just need to get these pieces out. They stick to my finger. So that's an easy way to get them out. But then they stay stuck to your finger. All right, so I have a piece of navy blue here also with some double-sided. And is this piece not big enough? This piece is not big enough. Well, I'll set it aside. It's kind of a last-minute decision to do. Let's see. All right, so yeah, it was kind of a last-minute decision to do the masculine and feminine, so I just didn't think to measure. Anyway, I have double-sided adhesive sheets, both from Altenew and scrapbook.com, and I think they're both great. I think they both work equally well. So pick your poison. I don't, offhand, I don't know what the price difference is. I'd have to look. All right. So there, that'll work. See, because this shim for the mini blossom is really thick and it likes to bend. So I just kind of bend it back in place. Whereas the shim for my Gemini is much thinner. And that will be the end of our die cutting. All right. Again, just let that, if it doesn't come off automatically, then you always want to make sure you get your little extra bits out from the center. Otherwise, they're going to go on to your shadow piece here. Okay, come on. And I've noticed that the these double-sided adhesive sheets, even though they're like super sticky, they're not so sticky that you're gonna rip it apart as it sticks to your fingers. But once you get it down, it sticks really, really well. But I can still do just a little bit of fixing here that I need to do. There. All right, so now we have 1, 2. There we go. Okay, let's get on to the even more fun stuff. How we're going to make this into a gift card holder. I got to pull out the full scoreboard for this. So the pieces of cardstock that I have are 4 1/4 by 11. So you're just going to cut your cardstock the long ways. And what you need to do is kind of decide how much of a little space you want here at the bottom. It can be as much or as little as you want. And then you're just going to fold over the excess on your washi tape. So for example, here, I went like 3 3/4. So 3 3/4 on one side. And then you have to make up the rest of that. So 3 3/4, and then you're going to want to go to 5 1/2. So that's going to be 1 inch, 1 1/2 inches, 1 3/4 inches from the other side. So this is, you're going to fold this up and turn this into your little flap. So we said 1 3/4 inches. So that puts me at the 9 1/4 inch. So now I have a score here, and I have a score here. So it's like making an uneven gatefold card, if you want to think of it that way at first. All right, so let's do our second one just to cement that in our brains. We're going to do, we did 3 3/4 from the left, and then we're going to come in 1 3/4 inches from the right. So 10 to the 9 1/4. Right, and that's going to get us everything we need. All right, so see how that comes together. Like perfect. Okay, so the next thing I do here is just get these put right together. Make sure that they line up against the edge, and do a little burnishing of our score line here. All right, so there's one, and our second card, of course, we're going to do the same thing. I like to really make sure that I've got it lined up square against the edge here. And then when you bring your second one down, again, you're just going to make sure that that lines right up, and they butt right up against each other. Okay, so there we go. The next thing we're going to do is get some washi tape on these. Okay, so I'm going to fold out the bottom piece here and grab some washi. Now, in this case, the washi tape actually fits going from top to bottom, but then you'd have to like trim your edge here. So I actually prefer to go the other way. Now, sometimes with the Altenew tapes, the pattern starts over again and there's a little line in there, and I want to avoid that. So I am going to kind of do a little bit more than I normally would. Oops, I got that done way too prematurely. Okay. What I'm trying to do here is line this up with that bottom score. There we go. Just along that bottom there. And then I can push the rest up. Press it on really, really good. And then go ahead and cut it off. Now, if you're good about this, what you're going to see on the pink one is what I did. You could save that if you want. But if you're going to make 2 cards and you want to use the same color washi tape, just kind of rough cut it close to the edge here. If you're using this wide tape, and this is enough of a piece, you've got a nice straight edge on the bottom here for you to do it on another card. Okay, so you can just, if you're not going to do it right away, I always fold over the edge of my washi tape like so, so I can start it really well. And then I'm just gonna put this right around it. Right, so if I want to make another one, I've got an extra piece right here. And then I even have this extra piece from earlier. All right, so there we go. Now all I have to do is fold these over. I'm going to cut the edges here though, because I don't want to get too much bulk on the corners. Okie doke. And just pop this down. And pop your edges over. You don't want to have too much on the sides here because double-sided tape is not going to stick to washi tape. So you can cut this kind of close, like so. Just enough to get that folded over. All right. Washi tape, washi tape. Here we go. And then I've got some 1/4 inch double-sided tape. I'm gonna pop one piece over here. Again, you want to make sure that you get it pretty close to the edge, but you do want it to get on actual paper because it's not going to stick on the washi tape. And we don't want the gift card falling out. Right. And then go ahead and fold that down and press down from the center out to make sure that I have a nice flat. And there we go, a nice little pocket or gift card. All right, so let's do our other one and then we'll get to the acetate. All right, so the pink washi here, the blush washi, I had this piece left over from my sample card. So see how easy that was, and just peel it right off. There is still a straight edge on it, so I will pop that straight edge right against the bottom here. See how much easier that was? Yay! All right, and then again, trim the sides really close. And then cut your angle at the corner here. Go. And then just fold them over. These I got just like super close, but there is enough. All right, so then we'll pop tape again. Yeah, you could absolutely use some coordinating washi tape on the envelope. Absolutely. All right, so again, I'll fold up the center here and then press out to those edges to get a nice flat pocket. All right, so now we need to add some acetate on here, and I'm realizing that I did not cut this to length. I did cut it to width. So this little flap, remember, was 1 3/4 inches. So my piece of washi tape, so this flap here is 1 3/4 inches. My piece of acetate is 2 inches. So we're going to have a 1/4 inch overlap. Okay, so let me cut these down. So I've got my acetate, but first I want to put on a little bit of a blush here. So I'm going to use Cotton Candy for my feminine one. And this is just to give the background a little bit something, because this top is just white, right? So we're going to do just a little pretty blush from that Cotton Candy. All right, these are the Rabbit Hole Designs Cottontail blending brushes. And if you like this style blending brush, these are my favorite because they are white. They have the white bristles. They're just the right size for most blending. You can buy them as a single, and the price point is super, super good on these. Okay, so I made the yellow one, which I don't have yet. So on the masculine one, I'm going to do some mango smoothie. There, that was easy. Okay, so I've got basically everything ready to go. Time for the acetate, and then we put everything together. Okay, so on the back here, we're going to put a strip of the 1/4 inch double-sided adhesive tape right up against the edge. Okay, do the same thing. Well, now this is on the inside of the card. Okay. Just pop that down. There we go. Okay. Take off your backing. Take your piece of acetate. All right, line up your piece of acetate right here at the bottom. All right, you should see that it's extending up that little 1/4 inch, and bring your top down to meet it. Ta-da! And now you have an acetate bottomed card, and it should match right up here. Perfecto. Okay, we're going to do something to cover that up in a second too. All right, so watch the magic happen again. We pull off our backing. We take our piece of acetate. We line it up at the bottom of our card. See that we've got that 1/4 inch extending up above. And then we close the top on the bottom. And acetate card. If you have any overhang at this point, now is the time to cut that off. I do have a little bit of an overhang here. I would put this up on my rotary cutter and just trim off that little bit there, but in the essence of time, I just trimmed it off a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to put around here now is this gold washi trim to finish this edge off, so you don't have such a stark contrast between the end of here and into the acetate. It gives you a nice blend from one to the next. So I'm just lining that right up against the bottom of the white. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlap the words and the cupcake a little bit. So I'm actually going to put my edge here and then take it all the way around the back side so as to make the acetate not look so out of place even on the back. All right. And then bring it around the front, overlap it, and then I can tear it. So see, I've got like a nice little pressed area there, and I'm going to put that cupcake right over it so you're not going to notice. And now when I open it up, you've got a nice little gold band there too. Super pretty. All right, so again, lining it up right on the edge there. Bringing it all the way around. You want to be pretty careful about making sure that this stays on the edge too, because you don't want to see it peeking through on the other side, right? And then bring it around and match it up. And tear it off. Look, guys, I might actually finish a roll of washi tape. That would be so awesome. Okay. So there we go. Now we just have to put all of our stuff on here. I'm not even going to pop anything up. You could pop these up if you want. You could do all sorts of things, but I am just going to glue them on. If you don't want any glue to show through on the back side, just don't put any glue on the bottom here. Because see, this is going to extend. I like to extend it down just a little bit. There we go. All right, so the chocolate with the chocolate and the blah, blah, blah didn't look so great before because it was kind of plain, right? But see, look, now we've got it with the splash at the bottom and the navy blue, and I think that it looks really nice that way. All right, so then my little celebrates. The nice thing about using celebrate too is that this doesn't have to be for a birthday, right? This could be for a graduation. This could be for all sorts of different occasions. All right, so this I'm going to kind of keep up on the gold here and overlap it onto my cupcake. Like so. Sue, absolutely you could. You could do a white cupcake and hide it on the back if you wanted to. But I'll flip it over and you can see what it looks like. I even thought about going crazy and like trying to match up the back side with the stamp and to actually stamp the back of the cupcake. So that way, when you open this up, you'd be like, oh, look, the cupcake's colored on the back too. You could do that. It wouldn't be hard to line it up with this cupcake stamp set. That would be totally cool. Stick. There we go. So let me just show you again so what that looks like on the back. So all you see is really just this little bottom part here. And I didn't put any glue on it and you don't really see it. And the first one I think I did glue. Yeah, this one I glued. Can we see there? And you can see that there's some little zigzags there. So, you know, I would recommend maybe not gluing it. And like I said, if you wanted to try to do stamping on the back side of it, that would be pretty cool. Just don't use the, you know how sometimes paper always has two sides, right? So sometimes we mess up and so we flip over our cardstock and we stamp on the other side. This is one of those times where maybe you don't want to, unless you've done it, you know, obviously on purpose, because otherwise you would see those mistakes on the back. So either keep it nice and clean like this, or go ahead and stamp it to match or whatever. I think that looks pretty good. All right, so guys, that's it for those. We're gonna add some enamel dots. So these are from the on the pink one. I really like just adding more pink. So the red cosmos. I'm going to add 3 like I always do. So large and small, and then I'm going to put a medium one right here on the cupcake itself. So cute. If you had like a little pom-pom or something that you could put on the top of the cupcake, like a little cherry or something, that would be adorable. Okay, and so then on the masculine one, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do yellow or blue, but I think I'm going to do blue because I don't want the yellow ones to compete with all the gold that I have going on. So let's do some blue ones. This is from the new Glacier Caves set, and the blue is really quite blue. It's not navy. So I think I'm just going to do these ones here because they're like almost white. Yeah, and they're totally awesome gift card holders. There. That's it, guys. So cool, right? I mean, like you can't get any easier than this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this project today, and it's got you really excited about all the things that we're going to do with the stamp set this month. So today I really wanted to show you how the layering works. Throughout the month, we're not going to be using the layering. We're going to be doing some watercoloring with it. We're going to be doing some faux watercoloring with the stamps. What else are we doing? We're going to do some heat embossing techniques. We're going to do all sorts of great things. So I think you're really, really going to have a good time with this stamp set and see all of the possibilities that are out there for it. Now, for our workshop, I will tell you, we are doing alcohol ink marker coloring. So if you have been wanting to practice with your alcohol markers, this is the class that you want to join. We'll be coloring these guys up, and they look gorgeous when they are colored. And believe it or not, we are going to use the same 4 scoops ink set. We're going to be using the 4 scoops Altenew marker set, and then we're going to add in some green ones to do some pretty tins for the cupcakes. So yeah, your sets need to hurry up and get to you so you can work on some of these projects. But in the meantime, like I said, if you were inspired by today's projects and you don't have this stamp set, pick out something else and give this kind of acetate gift card holder a try. Don't forget to post it on social media and tag me at Pixel Mavens Retreat or at Nicole Watt, and I will find you, and whoever I see first will get one of these. Maybe I'll give away 2 because I have 2, or I'll give it away as a pair. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget about the affiliate links down below. Oh, and don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. I'm going a totally new direction with it, and I'm very excited about it. So please make sure you're signed up for the newsletter. Get on to the workshop at the end of the month. I have a few seats left for that, so you want to sign up before the class fills up. And don't forget to come back next week and find out about April's classes and projects, and continue working with this great stamp set. So I hope you guys all have an amazing and crafty weekend. This is a great way to kick it off, and I'm so glad that I got to spend some time with you guys today. So stay cool, stay warm. Hope all of the snow melts throughout the United States, and that we have a nice, calm, and relaxing weekend. So I will see you guys all next week. And until then, happy crafting.